Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Stott, and I'm the Emperor of Stomaria. Today I want to pay homage and give thanks to those Stomarians who have helped to take Stomaria and its empire to the next level. Unlike a great many nations throughout history, ours is being built purely based on voluntary association, not coercion. Our supporters become citizens, assisting in the development and expansion of Stomaria and its empire through regular financial contributions because they believe in us, because they support what we are, who we are, and what we're striving to do. And since Stomaria has shifted its focus from the meaningless, petty micronational politics and opens itself up to the wider world, the response from our own community has been nothing short of fantastic. Over the last week or so, we've welcomed new citizens on board, with existing citizens deciding to increase their monthly pledges. We've also seen an increase in the number of sales through the Imperial market, with the number of sales in the last few days in particular already outweighing the amount of sales that we had in the entirety of 2022. And for every supporter that becomes a citizen, and for every penny that we raise, brings us that much closer to accomplishing our goals. What started out as a mere handful of citizens and a few £100s of annual revenue will eventually turn into a thriving, prosperous community in which we aspire to accomplish our shared values and aspirations. And alongside the member states of the Empire of Stomaria, we are going to take our own little corner of the world and shape it into something that we can truly be proud of, something that we can truly call home. And over the next few months and years ahead, I look forward on reporting on the progress of these member states as they achieve their own successes within the Empire. Indeed, over the next few months, we are going to be preparing for the Imperial Summit, which is taking place in June to coincide with Stomaria's 4-year anniversary, 4 years since Stomaria was first founded. And the citizens of member states and the citizens of Stomaria itself will be coming together at Southwood, which is a woodland plot protectorate within the Empire of Stomaria, in which we are going to be feasting, we're going to be taking part in activities, and we are going to be building genuine, real-world bonds with one another. And Southwood itself is quite historically significant to Stomaria, because before it was Southwood, it was actually a plot that was owned by the Kingdom of Wayward. It was a part of their territory. And they were the first community, the first nation, that I went to go and visit soon after Stomaria was founded in 2019. And it was fantastic to be able to see how they did things themselves, and they were very much kindred spirits in their aspirations, and they still are to this day. But what started out as a cautious but optimistic friendship and formal relationship, they were our first ally and first trade partner, that quickly over the years developed into something more meaningful, where I had a personal rapport, a personal friendship with King Raoul of the Kingdom of Wayward. And over time, over a few years, this actually culminated with Wayward being incorporated into Stomaria's empire as an associated state. They were the first member state of the empire. And this culminated further with the sale of one of the plots that made up the Kingdom of Wayward to the Imperial family of Stomaria to allow us to have our own land, call our own, and in turn to help to fund Wayward's grander ambitions for acquiring a larger amount of land elsewhere, which they can utilize for building a real world community, and we're happy to support that in that way. So this this idea of communities coming together, of these entities coming together, of these nations coming together in order to build something genuine and something real. That's not something that you see very often in these sorts of circles. And for this sort of activity to take place, these sorts of friendships and ties to be built, this is something that does take time. And it is, as I say, it's been nearly 4 years since Stomaria was founded, and around the same amount of time that we have had interactions with Wayward. So they are, very important partners to Stomaria. And as more nations become incorporated into the Empire of Stomaria, our success is only going to be spurred on further. Our mission is going to be that much closer to completion. Our objectives are going to be that much closer to being fulfilled, because when, as King Raoul would say, when one succeeds, all succeed, and we are all helping to push each other forward. We are all advancing in one direction, and that is ultimately what we need. And while it's very well known that Stomaria's citizens take the form of not just what you might call pure Stomarians, but also the citizens of other nations and other communities and other entities, what is perhaps less well known is just how devoted a lot of these other citizens are, because they are seeing what we've accomplished, they are seeing what we can accomplish together, and their loyalty and commitment to the Empire as a whole is something that is incredibly encouraging to me, because it shows us that we're on the right track, we're on the right path, we're actually doing something that adds real-world benefit to the wider community. And this is ultimately what the Empire was established for, and I may make a video about this at some point in the future. But the point stands that the commitment, the loyalty and the patriotism that is often shown by the citizens of Stomaria, especially those that form a part of other nations and communities and entities, as I say, is really inspiring. And it is something that I am very grateful for, because the support we've had, particularly in the last few weeks, since we have made a break from this micronational side of things and focusing far more on real-world community building, on nation building, to become more of an aspirant state than just a micronation, because we aspire to be much more than that, obviously. And I think a lot of our supporters and citizens, they resonate with that idea, they resonate with that sort of approach. And so I just want to say thank you to all of the Stomarian citizens, all the Stomarian supporters who have shown commitment to our cause, in that they have become citizens, in that they have increased their monthly pledges, in that they have purchased Stomarian merchandise, and that they have contacted us to try to get more heavily involved in the activities that we're taking part in. And I do appreciate that this can be sometimes difficult because of geographic locations. A lot of our citizens are not from the British Isles. A lot of our citizens do come from America or New Zealand or mainland Europe or Mexico or wherever else. They're all over the place, and they are devoted to Stomaria. They want us to see it succeed. And it's very heartwarming to me to get these messages and emails and public comments on our posts or videos, whatever else, and having all of these people just line up and say how much they appreciate what we're trying to do. And again, it is just very encouraging, and I just wanted to make a video to thank and to pay homage towards the Stomarian Patriots out there, regardless of whether or not you're a Stomarian citizen or simply a Stomarian supporter. So if you're not already a citizen and you wanted to become one, then you can do so through our Patreon campaign, the link of which I shall leave in the description below as always. But otherwise, if you did enjoy this video, then please feel free to give it a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.